Welcome to your yoga sequence to help forward head posture and reverse that tendency to slump. We'll need 2 blocks set up as shown on your mat. Line up your blocks so that the mid one is in line with the bottom tips of your shoulder blades and the top one is underneath the back of your skull. So it may take a few moments of fidgeting to get yourself in the right place, but you should feel very much supported. Keep the knees bent, or if you prefer, you can straighten out the legs. Just read the cues from your lower back and decide from there. Once you are comfy, open the arms out to the side with the palms facing up. Start to become heavy on the blocks and connect to the breath. Begin a full yogi breath here. So we're thinking of those three points of breath. Inhaling into the belly, inflating the ribs and the front of your chest, and exhaling as fully as you can. As you continue to do so, you should feel that your chest area is starting to open up. The arm bones will start to sink towards the floor, and your collarbones will feel like they're smiling and lengthening away from one another. This pose, restorative fish, is my absolute favourite for getting some release in the front of the chest. And if you've been reading my blogs, you will know that it is the front of the chest which tends to get quite tight when we slump forward for long lengths of time. So let's use this pose now for a few moments longer to reverse that slumping tendency and help bring the body back to alignment. You may also notice that while you're lying here that your mid-back area is starting to wake up a little bit. And this is good because it's this area that tends to get weaker when we do slump over our phones or our laptops for any length of time. So I'll let you enjoy this pose for a few moments longer. So coming out, do take care, take your time, and then we can move the blocks. Come to a comfortable seated position. I'm coming into Virasana and I'm going to sit on my block just to help lengthen up through my spine, but you can sit in any position that feels comfortable. We're going to start connecting with our posture. So lengthen the tailbone, lift the hip points, soften the front ribs in, and then place a finger on your chin, and I want you to press it gently back as though you're sliding the chin along an imaginary bookshelf. Notice how this helps you align your neck and your head over the rest of your spine. This is Jalandhara Bandha. Stay here and breathe, keeping that connection. And lengthen back the back of the neck, soften the shoulders. And really internalize this position because we'll be needing it again later on when we do our back bends. Super job. And before we get to our back bends, we are going to spend some time waking up our abdominals, because when we tend to slump, these muscles tend to go to sleep. So from here, bring yourself out of Virasana and come onto your back. We're moving into Ardha Appanasana, with some variations to work the abs. So roll down first of all. I want you to take your time, find that really long neck, draw the chin in slightly, hug the front ribs down and curl down as slowly as you can, seeing if you can connect to your front body to control your movement all the way down. Super duper, well done. And then from there, we're going to bend the knees just for a moment, settle the back down, get comfortable. And then you're going to hug the right knee and slide the left leg out, rolling the inner thigh down to the floor. Take a lovely big inhale. And then with your exhale, lift the leg, inhale at the top. And then exhale, lower it down. Inhale. Exhale, bring it back up again. Inhale at the top. Exhale, lower it down. Now really connect to your core. Draw the navel down towards the floor and keep the pelvis nice and neutral. Keep the breath nice and smooth. Okay, that's our last one. And then from here, let's take it to the other side. So hug the left knee in, straighten the right leg out, roll the right inner leg down. And then again, wait for an exhale, connect to your core, lift the leg, inhale at the top. Exhale, float it down. Inhale, exhale, lift it back up again. Inhale at the top, exhale, come down. Inhale at the bottom, exhale, lift the leg, inhale, exhale, lower the leg, inhale, exhale, lift the leg, inhale, exhale, lower the leg, inhale, exhale, lift the leg, inhale, exhale, lower the leg, inhale. Bend the knees, give yourself a quick hug. We've got one more ab exercise to do from here. So stretch both legs up, take the hands behind the head, relax the elbows out or draw them up towards the ceiling, whatever's comfortable. Inhale. As you exhale, float the shoulder blades off the floor, keep the back of the neck long. Inhale, lift the tailbone. Exhale, lift the shoulders. Inhale, lift the tailbone. Exhale, lift the shoulder blades a bit more, hug that navel in. Inhale, lift the tailbone. Exhale, lift the shoulders, draw the navel in. Inhale, lift the tailbone. Exhale, draw the shoulders up. Keep going. Should be burning in the middle of your abs now. And then relax it down, hug the knees into the chest. And then open the arms, feet hip width apart, knees bent, just windshield the knees from left to right. This will help release the spine and to prepare the body for some back extension work. And this is the stuff that's really going to start to reverse the slump and get our posture looking a little bit straighter. Okay, so come onto your belly and bring the hands by your side, palms are facing down. press the toes down to feel the energy in the legs. Roll the tailbone down, glutes down. And then inhale to lift the chest. Keep pressing the toes down. Going to hold the position. Press the palms down. Squeeze the arm bones up towards the ceiling. Keep the back of the neck long and slide that chin back along the shelf. So it's more about length than height. And use the palms to really help bring those arm bones back into the sockets. Relax it down. And then baby cobra version 2, bring the hands by your ribcage, squeeze the elbows in. Same setup with the legs, press through the toes. And then you're going to inhale the chest up high, slide the chin back along the shelf, squeeze the inner shoulder blades together, draw the inner elbows together. Find that engagement of your mid-back and that opening across the chest. 5 breaths, well over halfway. Try not to grit your jaw or your teeth. And then, as you can see, I'm starting to do some leg lifts. So on an inhale, roll the inner leg up and lift it from the glute all the way to the toes, and then exhale, lower, and then just repeat. So I'm doing 5 on each side. You can, of course, do more if you so wish, or less. Just go with how you're feeling today. But flow with the breath, inhaling the leg up, exhaling to lower. Once you've done your 5 on each side, we're resting back down. Finding crocodile pose. And then from here, we're going to move to some Shalabhasana variations. So come into that first position, palms are facing down, pressing into the floor. And then wait for an inhale and lift the legs, the chest, the arm bones. Imagine that you're trying to lengthen the toes away from the crown of the head. Holding this for another 3 breaths. And then relax down into crocodile. You've got 2 other variations to try. So for the next variation, you're going to take your arms out into a T shape. Same thing, we're going to lift both the chest and the legs. So wait for an inhale, float yourself up, making sure that your weight is in your mid-pelvis. Again, you're squeezing the arm bones up towards the ceiling, inner shoulder blades together, but reaching the fingertips away from one another. Keep the back of the neck long. Find that connection with the back of the throat towards the back of the neck. So the chin is still sliding back on that shelf as you work the entire back chain. Come down to crocodile pose for a rest. Again, we took 5 breaths. Roughly in that shape. So we're going to take 5 breaths in the last shape. Hands behind the head. Squeeze the inner shoulder blades together. And this time pull the elbows up towards the ceiling. Inhale and lift. 5 breaths. Finding that engagement all along the back side of the body, including the glutes and the hamstrings and the toes. Now, if any of these arm variations are too difficult, just stick to the palms staying on the floor with the arms by the side. The other 2 variations are a little bit more challenging. When you're ready, let's come back into a child's pose. So curl the tailbone down, breathe into the back of the kidneys just to find some length in the lower back. Your arms can be in front or as shown here, by your feet. You do you, whatever is comfortable for your back. We've got one more pose to do, and that's arm windmills, which is a variation on a supine twist. So when you're ready, gently push yourself up and bring yourself back onto your back, knees bent, feet flat on the floor to start with, and then roll over to the right. You want your knees at right angle and then stretch both arms in front, making sure that your right shoulder doesn't go with you. You want to plug it back into the socket. On an inhale, you're going to float the left arm up and over to the left, watching it as it goes, and exhale, return it back. Inhale, open the arm, and then exhale, take it back. What we're trying to do is to stretch the front of the left chest and soften both shoulder blades down towards the floor. And you'll notice that with each repetition, this will gradually get a little bit easier to do. So on the next one, we're going to hang out in our twist. So soften those shoulder blades down, knees don't move, and you can look up at the ceiling, you can gaze towards your knees or away from your knees, depending on how everything is feeling. Okay, on an exhale, come back, and then we're simply going to shuffle to the other side. So exactly the same thing, and just take a moment to pull the left arm bone back in space, and then we're inhaling the right arm out and exhaling it back. Inhale, opening up, and exhale back. So it doesn't matter if that right shoulder doesn't meet the floor, or the right arm, in fact. Just keep going with the breath. So you may want to pause the video and do more repetitions of this. Just make sure the breath is nice and smooth, because it's that exhalation that's going to get you there. If you don't breathe, it's not going to work. So we're settling in for the twist here. We did 5 reps. And this time I'm looking away from my knees. First time I just gazed at the ceiling, but I just want you to show you the different options. So this position increases the twist for you. If you turn towards the knees, you will notice that it increases the stretch in the chest. Keeping the head up towards the ceiling just keeps everything nice and neutral. So play around, see what works for you on the day. Okay, release, come out. Hug the knees in towards the chest. And then either you can continue with your day from here, or if you've got time for a Shavasana, just lengthen out the legs, open up the arms, palms up, and just take a minute or 2 minutes just to allow your body to take stock of what you've done, absorb any changes. I'm hoping that your chest feels a lot more open and you feel a little bit more engagement in your back, and if there has been any tension or pain around the shoulder and the neck area, it's diminished or even gone. So thank you so much for joining me for this practice. I'm going to leave you to enjoy your Shavasana for as long as you like, and I look forward to seeing you next time on the mat.